Okay, here's the end. It says, keep reading to learn why Lauren Tarshis wrote about the grizzly attacks and hear more amazing grizzly facts. Let's see. Pictures. A mother grizzly and 2 cubs in Glacier National Park. It says, why I wanted to write about the grizzly attacks of 1967. Dear readers, you might think that after writing this book, I'm hiding under my desk with my poodle, Roy, nervously watching out the window for grizzlies. But no. First of all, we don't have grizzlies in Connecticut. And more importantly, working on this book taught me that grizzlies are not to be feared. They're not bloodthirsty beasts. They are magnificent animals whose wilderness habitats are under constant threat by humans. This book is not really about 2 terrifying animal attacks. It's about what happens when humans don't respect the wild. I first learned about the bear attacks of 1967 a couple of years ago when I was visiting Glacier National Park. I was actually on my way home from a different I Survived research trip for my book about the eruption in Mount St. Helens in Washington. As my husband David and I were heading back to Connecticut, we stopped in Glacier. It's been a long time dream of mine to visit this famously beautiful national park. We had planned 3 days of hiking and exploring. It was in the Ranger Station bookstore that I spotted a book called Night of the Grizzlies by Jack Olson. As the author of I Survived and the editor of Storyworks, I am always on the lookout for ideas for books and articles, and so I snatched that book right up. Was it smart to read about grizzly bear attacks during a vacation in Glacier Park? Maybe not. But after reading just a few pages, I knew I had a topic for I Survived. As always, I did an enormous amount of research to create this story. I read at least 20 different books. I watched videos, studied photographs and maps. I also studied the true stories of people who had been attacked by grizzlies. In almost all of those cases, the person had accidentally surprised a grizzly in the wild. Several of the people had purposely approached a grizzly, hoping to get a photograph or closer look. And that's what made the events of August 1967 so shocking. The young women who were tragically killed, Julie Hegelson and Michelle Coons, had not surprised or threatened the grizzlies that attacked them. Both had been sleeping in campgrounds. But as scientists agree, the grizzlies cannot be blamed for those attacks. And of course, neither can those 2 young women. Those attacks happened because those bears had lost their fear of humans. Years of eating garbage and leftover food had changed the bears' behavior. The attacks of August 1967 shocked people across the country. Some people demanded that all grizzlies in Glacier and anywhere else in America be shot. Luckily, that did not happen. The Park Service recognized that Glacier and other national parks needed to be changed to make them safer for grizzlies and humans. In the days and weeks after the attacks, rangers began to clean up the park. The Park Service fixed campgrounds so they were less likely to attract bears. They built garbage cans that even smart grizzlies couldn't open. They made strict rules about camping in the backcountry. Never again would they ignore warnings about problem bears. I hope this book has not made you afraid of grizzlies. My goal was to spark your curiosity so you'll want to learn more. I also hope this book inspires you to want to help protect our wilderness and the animals that live there. And I do hope you get to visit Glacier National Park at some point in your life. It really is a magical place. It's doubtful you will ever see a grizzly, but if you do glimpse one from a safe distance, consider yourself lucky. Here's a picture that is not a safe distance. Here it says, until the 1960s, people driving through Glacier and other national parks often stopped to feed wildlife. This is now strictly forbidden. It's terrible.